Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Adebowale and today I'll be sharing my labor experience with you. Oftentimes, when a woman gets married, the next expectation is childbirth. And this is further buttressed by a popular Nigerian artist Flavor in his songs with lyrics, "In 9 months' time, we'll come visiting with a boy and girl." You know the rest of the song. I was no exception, though I had this notion that when it comes, it comes. I was equally eager to be a mom. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was elated. I couldn't wait to tell my husband. I thought of different ways to relate it to him. You know now, the way we see on social media. But I couldn't settle for anyone. And the guy self, he almost burst my bubble. He had travelled prior to my finding out, and on return, just as I was walking through the door, he looked at me and said, "Your face looks different." Though he couldn't point out what was different, it was certain that there was a difference. Mind you, I was just a few weeks gone, less than a month self. Gradually, weeks turned to months, and the months kept counting until the person that the world thought would never be fat became too round to fit into her clothes and shoes. Though I had one MVP gown and pair of sandals, and still have them. Those two fit me perfectly before, during, and post-delivery. As delivery day approached, I often wondered what it would be like. Different thoughts and questions ran through my mind, many of which Google had answers for. Some answers I wasn't satisfied with, and knew the answers would only come through experience. Chikena. I especially wondered how painful labor pain would be. I kept going to work up until almost the D-Day. I remember my boss asking, "When will you proceed on maternity leave?" And even said that I should not come and put to bed in the office. 2 days to the D-Day, I had to attend antenatal clinic. And a part of me knew that the D-Day was closed because of the signs I was feeling, while another part felt that I should just attend the clinic and go back to work as usual. Immediately the nurse checked me plus my narrative. She simply told me to go and get my delivery bag and come back to the hospital. In short, she wanted to detain me because I was dripping. This happens when the amniotic sac, what we know as water bag, the fluid trickles out instead of breaking. So the nurses insisted that I had to be admitted so that I could be monitored to prevent infection, coupled with the small contraction that had started. So I went home and came back to the hospital later in the evening of that same day. Throughout the night, morning and afternoon of the next day, no change. Even the drip wey I never take for my life, I take am. The evening came and the contractions began in earnest. From bearable to semi-bearable to unbearable and to extremely unbearable. Na him I turn Mayweather. See me boxing the wall. My husband will never forget that episode. He could not laugh at that moment, but whenever he remembers, na laugh dey tear him belle. As the contractions continued, the water bag still didn't break and it had to be artificially ruptured to accelerate labour. That was when the real labour pain started. The urge to push and use the restroom, no be here o. Meanwhile, lessons from research and antenatal clinic teach that you must not push until you are told to, and that is when the cervix has dilated. Let me do a small medical lesson here. The cervix, which is the bottom part of the uterus, or womb, for those of us who have forgotten our biology, it opens when a woman has a baby through a process called cervical dilation. When a woman is in labour, the cervix opens to accommodate the passage of the baby's head, and it has to dilate to around 10 centimeters for most babies. That is when we say dilation is complete. And that dilation does not happen in 5 minutes. The time varies for different women. And from what I had heard before then, it is even longer for first-time moms. Not to scare you though if you are an upcoming first-time mom. As for me, I was progressing slowly. In short, the level of pain made the time slower. The one I suffer am, see, in comparison with the pain I was in at that time, the wall that I was punching was a soft ball. I disturbed the nurse on duty. God bless her. She was patient all through. "Nurse, come and check oh. Nurse, don't go anywhere now. Please, ma, call the nurse for me. I feel like pushing." All this and more came from me. But one thing I was conscious of was not to say negative things. I had heard of women who curse their husbands and say all sorts of negative things, but I refrained from doing such. I remember talking to God that this curse placed on women as a result of the sin of Adam and Eve was too much. Eventually, I put to bed my people. The moment the baby came out, just like that, the pain vamoosed. You know what I learned in all this? Number one, God answers prayers. Sorry, I can't help but go all spiritual. After hearing tales of wicked and abusive nurses, I always pray that angels will attend to me on my delivery day. And man, that nurse was an angel. Despite all my disturbances, she never lost her temper. She was patient all through, making her point known without shouting or being harsh or rude. Even when we were in the labor room, we were gisting about the postures and all I needed to do. Or rather, I was talking and she was affirming everything and encouraging me to practice all since I already knew them. Secondly, research. Read. Learn from the experiences of others. Watch and filter. Yes, filter. Not everything you hear or read will be right for you, so you need to apply a lot of wisdom. Childbearing is so complex and at the same time, very easy. Finally, there is nothing greater or more beautiful than holding your healthy newborn baby in your arms, at least for that moment. Before I go, I want to salute all mothers, whether you delivered naturally or through cesarean section. None is easy. We are proud of ourselves. For those who are pregnant, you shall carry your baby to them. And like the Hebrew women, you shall deliver with ease. For those who are expectant, your joy is right at the corner. And from what I know and believe in the history of the Bible, there was only one barren woman, and she was made so because she laughed at King David for dancing before the Lord, and no one else had that history. Therefore, you shall carry your own bundle of joy. The same mouth the world has used to call you barren shall be used to call you fruitful. This is my labor room experience. What was your experience like during delivery? Was it a normal delivery or a cesarean delivery? Have you ever witnessed a woman delivering a baby? I would love to hear about your experience. Also, is there any topic you would love me to talk about? Drop it in the comment section below, or you can send a mail. The link is in the description box. Until next time, keep being the best you can. Goodbye.